think I did that for you while we were dating, right?
Yeah.
And I used to come to,
Yeah.
I used to come visit you at home.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, oh, nice fault. Because I am man made of flesh, not of ethereal.
Just maybe when I want to wear certain things to maybe feel more feminine or feel good about myself or just feel more confident, and then you'll be like, I don't want, do you understand? Like, I feel like this is going to draw unwanted attention as a jealous husband that you should rightly be. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're still on the fence, please go ahead and pick a side. Choose the subscriber section, and click on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you'll be among the first to know whenever new videos come out. So today with me in the house is a very special guest who is also not a new face on the channel. Is none other than my darling husband, Reverend Yehuda Odidi. However, he's going to be the pioneer guest for a new segment that I'll be introducing here on the channel called Honestly Speaking with Norma Odidi. Honestly Speaking is a segment where I'll be having candid conversations with invited guests on topics surrounding faith, relationships, societal issues, and everything in between. Alright, baby, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode and the first ever episode of its kind.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me and for making out the time.
No problem.
All right. So we're going to be considering the topic: are women immodest? Are modern women just too immodest, or do men just lack self-control? So, babe, in your own words, how would you describe or define the word modesty?
Modesty refers to not too much, not too little either, just something, just okay in the middle, just appropriate. Modesty.
So are you saying that modesty and moderation are like synonyms?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, they are?
Modesty and moderate. Like, modesty does mean moderate, like just moderate.
Okay. So now in this modern times, in the time of social media, the internet, we are in what they call like the jet age. And there has also been the rise, in immorality, like sexual immorality, infidelity, men cheating on their partners and things like that. So would you say that women play a role, in the increase of this moral decadence in today's society? Do you think women have a role to play, or is it solely the fault and the responsibility of the men? Because, okay, I don't know if you heard about, I think I told you about it, this pastor who made a post on Twitter saying that, oh, you don't need to come on social media and show us your body, whether in the name of weight loss or things like that. And then he started trending, and then people, in fact, including Christian women, basically they would take pictures. Yes, they would take pictures and put the hashtag, and say it's my body, blah, 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 saying that, oh, you men, like they just lashed out at the men. So what do you have to say? Do you think that it is solely the responsibility?
What did they do with the pictures they took, though?
They just put it on Twitter, and then put the hashtag, do you understand? And then they would release a comment, a statement. Yeah. So do you think that it is solely the responsibility of the men, to guard their heart, guard their eyes, or do you think that women have a role to play?
I think there's a nice balance. There should be a balance. If we're talking about moderateness, as ladies, and I guess as guys too, I'm saying I guess because they say that women are not really majorly visual beings, not like guys anyway, not like male species anyway. But women have to realize that, what you choose to do with your body, does affect the opposite sex. And you are kind of, to some extent and degree, responsible. Take, for example, they say that don't let even your own children at a certain age. Don't let your child see, like his mommy getting dressed up and all of that.
Yeah.
Because even that can affect your own male son, your own male child. You get.
Yeah.
So, and then as a mother, she adjusts. She begins to like respect that reality, that boundary. She begins to protect that child. So that is an acknowledgement of that fact that what you choose to do with your body can affect the other person, the other species, the other sex. Then also, as guys, we are supposed to protect ourselves. We have a responsibility to know ourselves, know what affects us, know what gets to us, etc., etc., and then work to keep ourselves. We're in a world where everything is not good. Let me put it like that. So we have to be careful to stay away from the bad. And by the bad, I'm not talking about people. I just mean like bad things, bad influences, bad feelings, thoughts, emotions, etc. So we also have that responsibility to ensure that we protect ourselves. But then that doesn't make it okay for either party to begin to like neglect their responsibility and then expect the other party to solely carry double portion work. Even though if it does come down to that, you got to do what you got to do, right? If it comes down to that, when it does come down to that, it's your choice, it's your life, it's you at stake. So do what you have to do.
When I was single, when I was unmarried, I just used to do me. I wasn't indecent or anything like that. But getting married gave me more perspective. It gave me a wider understanding. Just maybe when I want to wear certain things to maybe feel more feminine or feel good about myself or just feel more confident, and then be like, I don't want, do you understand? Like, I feel like this is going to draw unwanted attention as a jealous husband that you should rightly be. And then just seeing how the certain steps that she would take, when, let's say, we pass by ladies who are dressed in a particular way, just seeing the effect that it had on you made me a bit more compassionate and more considerate towards other men, because before my disposition was, is it my business that you can't control yourself, like, leave me alone. I'm not thinking about you when I'm dressing up, I'm just thinking of how I can be comfortable and how I can enjoy myself more. But just seeing the effect of other people's choice of clothing on you made me a bit more compassionate and made me softer towards other men, and then made me reconsider wearing some things, and then listening to you whenever you would raise up concerns. Of course, I'm still a work in progress, it's still something that happens, but I would just like for us to admit the fact that what we do wear has effect on the men that see us. Like yesterday, now when we called back from work, I saw this lady who was like a half cut, very busty, and just walking nipples. Sorry, I'm not trying to be graphic or anything, but I was just like, haba, like, even me that I'm a woman, do you understand? I don't want to walk on the road and see things that are unnecessarily sexual. But I mean, just because you want to test a man's ability to control himself doesn't mean that you lock him in a room with a naked woman. What's that? Even if I say that's not test the Lord your God, you get it. So I believe that we should be considerate of one another. It may seem painful to have certain rights in quotes stripped away, but you just have to. This is the life that we have been called to. You can't just expect to flaunt certain things on social media and say my body is my body, it's my life. I mean, social media is not only used by women. Men use it just the same way that I wouldn't want to go and start seeing pictures of naked men. I would be very upset by that. I had a friend whose account just got hacked on Facebook, and they're showing rubbish on it. Best believe that all of us have had to block that person's account because we don't want to be seeing those things, you get. So I would like us not to deny the fact that our actions have effects or consequences on other people. Which leads to my next question, that okay, as a godly man now, who is trying to, walk in the path of purity, what are some practical steps that young men can take to protect themselves and to guard their hearts?
Okay, step one is that you actually have to want to guard your heart, do you or do you not want to, is your heart something to be guarded or not, or are you enjoying what you're viewing? So you have to make up your mind. You have to like take that decision. I will protect my heart, my mind, my eyes, my thoughts. So then it's time to prove it, so to say. Like Jesus said, if your eye will cause you to sin, block it out, So what are the sources of the things that are presenting you with those immodest views and sites and stuff, content, What can you do to cut them off, from you? Like you mentioned, you were saying that sometimes we're out in public and you see certain ladies and then I take certain steps. Like they say, the look away, let me give it that name. The look away, you can look away, do not engage in the second look as much as is possible, or rather train at it, work at it, and become a pro and an expert at it, don't engage in the second look. And then like when it comes to things that you can handle, like are more in your control and in your power, there are certain places what am I going there for, obviously I already know what to expect. If I'm going to the club, what do you expect to, see at the club? It's the club, bro, or sis. There are certain sites you visit, what do you expect to see there? So cut off from such stuff, sometimes you may even have to distance yourself from certain people, especially like if it's really, a problem for you. There may be certain people who, look, what they're doing is really causing wahala for you, it's really causing trouble for you. I don't know if you can engage them and let them know, or if that is not possible, like if you guys were close, if they're your friends, you can tell them, oh, please, this and that they're doing, this is how it affects me. So I don't know if you may want to help me out, and you can be a bit more conscious of how you dress around me. I think I did that for you while we were dating, right? And I used to come I used to come visit you at home. I thought, okay, well, nice fault. Because I am man made of flesh, not of ethereum. I mean, I'm not made of like spiritual matter. Even though I probably am. And I think that helped us a bit. That
true.
That greatly
I even forgot about that.
That greatly helped us. It became something that we didn't really have to struggle with or worry about. Like one less area to worry about, one more step we could take. We could be proactive about to help protect us. From unnecessary struggles and temptations and loss.
So how about when it comes to the use of social media? Because social media is a major platform that immorality is being propagated through. So when it comes to social media, how can a young man guard themselves against such vices?
Okay, so number one thing about social media is that these things study your internet habits. They study what websites you visit, what kind of things you like to view. That's why if you see, right down to even using your audio devices probably with or without your permission. You may have given them permission without knowing. That's why you find that maybe you just spoke about, I would really like to get a skateboard. The next time you go on a website, Jumia is playing an advert and tell you skateboard.
I honestly think that the internet is spying on us, honestly speaking. Like, this has happened countless number of times.
We forgive you. You better stop. And so take for example, I don't know if I'm allowed to call their name, but I buy GB. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, right?
Okay.
Right. The Gram. Their name is not officially the Gram, so they can't sue me for so the Gram. Take for instance the Gram. It's what pages on the Gram, you visit, what accounts you visit. when you go to your search feed, that's what the search, when you go to your search, that's what the search feed shows you. So, for example, my brother was diligent in like making sure that everything on his search feed reflects only like, if it's not sermons, if it's not like business, you get. So now you open his phone and that's all. Once you go to search, that's all you're seeing. This pastor, this preacher, you get. And then also you have the option to say, like select certain kinds of images and say, I don't want to see things like this. So I'm trying to say, you have to be conscious, be aware, careful with what you are doing, because number one, they are studying what you're doing. So what you're doing, they will bring up more suggestions, things similar, related things to that. So what are you doing? Be careful with that. Again, if you have friends that you need to talk to and say, bro, I don't appreciate this kind of thing, you don't care, okay, at least you give them fair warning, right? You can block, or even if you don't want to block them, like on the FB, for instance, you can just say, I don't want to see posts from this person, and things like
essentially block you.
And no, at least you're still friends and they won't know. So, and they can still have access to your account and all of that. So, if they message you, get their message at least. They won't see their posts. Another thing you can do is, if you really want to be honest, if you're really serious about it, especially if you're a guy that is struggling, you can seek like an accountability partner to get. Someone who is like a sort of I don't want to say mentor, but like can be like a mentor figure, or a spiritual head figure, let me put it like that, like just someone that you look up to spiritually, in terms of spirituality and morality,
Of course, I believe that prayer too also works. In like constantly praying, and submitting one's weaknesses and shortcomings before God, I believe, is an avenue for God to turn around a person's desire. The Bible says that the heart of kings is in the hands of the Lord, and like a flowing river, he turns it as he will. Do you understand? So I do believe that God can also influence our desires, influence the things that we want. But you do know something I find amazing, I find it amazing that women, say, oh, we're not dressing for you, like, how is it your business, what we wear and everything. But I'm sorry to say, why does it seem like sexuality and nudity is a tool used so much in the media, and it is used against men? For example, now you see an advert that has nothing to do with a woman or nothing to do with nudity. Do you understand? Let's say, for example, they want to advertise a generator. It's going to be a woman who is shabbily dressed, and it is these women that are giving consent. Women use their bodies as tools against men, or then when the men tell you that, oh, sorry, this thing is causing me, you're like, oh no, why can't you control yourself? I just find it a bit ironic. You use your body as a tool, as a power against men. You use your sexuality as a power, your sexiness as a power against men. But when they say that they have problems with it, then you take it as an offense, take it as a crime against you. I'm like, how? You see music videos, ladies shaking like as if they derive some sort of power from that, and in fact enjoying it. I mean, why do you do that?
Maybe they do.
Maybe they do. You get? So I just find it a bit like, haba, be consistent. If you are on this side, be on this side. Do you understand? If you are not on this side, let's know where you are. Not that today you say this, tomorrow you say
and more than us knowing where you are, you know where you are.
Know where you are.
Take a stand. At least be honest with yourself.
Thank you so much for joining me on the first episode of this new segment. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for your input. And don't be a stranger. Don't be a foreigner. Don't be a stranger.
I'll do my best.
Alright, so thank you so much for joining me. So
Thanks for having me.
Alright, you're welcome. It was my pleasure. So guys, we've come to the end of today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, if you still are not yet a subscriber, come on now, go ahead and hit on that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you get notified whenever I put out new videos. Until next time, I remain your host, Norma Ojidi, and I remain your host, Norma.
Am I your co-host? And I remain your guest, your one-time guest, or your episode 1 guest.
All right.
Yehuda.
See you. And also feel free to check out my other videos. I'll put the links to them in the description box below. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.